together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning, everyone. Couple more shares. All right, I'm done. Thank you for being patient. Welcome to Daily Trudge. If you're here, please say hello, like Jerry did. Hey, Jerry, I saw you comment on the AA preamble one. I'm watching the rewatch right now. So I know I'm going live in 5 minutes. So watch that one. Oh, sorry to go put on my wedding ring. I don't do this without my wedding ring. Period. I don't ever. It's actually a rule I have. I do not ever publicly speak without my ring on. So it's just a way of me saying I love my wife. So I make sure everybody sees it. That's the thing. Let's talk about that a little bit. I kind of, with cultivating, we're talking about cultivating. What about cultivating friendships, man? Um, I I'm not saying that I haven't experienced 13 stepping. I have, but it doesn't happen. It hasn't happened that often to me, and that's because I make my boundaries pretty clear. So they say in the first year that you shouldn't do anything out of sorts, not necessarily out of sorts, but big things like get in a relationship. You don't know how to have a relationship yet. It's hard enough as it is to bring something else in. Oh, well, you're in a relationship. Well, I've been married 10 years. I know this person very well. Okay. And I'm not, that was actually one of my wife's fears, that we were going to grow apart if I got sober. And that just wasn't true. No way. So I told her, honey, drunk or sober, you're mine. I'm not going anywhere. So, no, that's who I want to be my wife, period. So, man, key cats are in rare form. So today we're talking about cultivating faith. Let's go ahead and give it a read. I don't think we can do anything very well in this world unless we practice it. Even in the very last thing that we're told to do is to practice these principles. It's one of the very last things we're told to do, right? You're going to be practicing this program for the rest of your life, a day at a time. Right? You're not going to learn it all. There's always something to learn in the recovery area, field, whatever you want to call it. Like right now, I'm learning medicated assisted treatment through other people. I have some people coming on. People are going to train me a little bit on it, right? What I think I would like to do is start giving Narcan training. That would be cool. It's not hard. It's not hard. You just need to be trained. It's kind of like CPR. You can see the moves, so it's not very tough. You just need to know little things. All right. And I don't believe we do AA too well. Okay. And I don't believe we do AA too well unless we practice it. We should practice acquiring the spirit of service. Right. Now, this being kind of shot up, it's Dr. Bob and the Good Old Timers. And I thought I had that book, but I do not, which is a little strange. I'm pretty sure I have it, but I just can't bring my brain around to understand that I own it. if that makes sense. Like, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the cover, so I don't think that I own it. Welcome to My World. Do I own that book? I think that's just part of getting older. Some things you keep in your brain, and a lot of other things is just I don't need to keep that, and I'm already full over here. So acquiring the spirit of service. I talk about service work all the time. It's one of our cornerstones. Okay, service is one of our cornerstones. So um, you should do some kind of service work each day, no matter how much time you have in the program. Some days you're not going to be able to do that. It's going to be tough, right? I got somebody that's detoxing off of opiates right now. Do you think they're going to be much use to helping somebody else? About the only way that they're going to be helpful to somebody else is by showing up to a meeting and saying, "This is what it looks like. Don't do it." Sorry, I had to blow my nose. But that's service work right there. That's service work, going to a meeting and talking to people. Yeah. We should attempt to acquire some faith, which isn't really easily done, especially for the person who has always been very materialistic, following the standards of society today. So when he says we should attempt to, we attempt to acquire some faith. Okay. So he's putting it into action and then saying, which isn't easily done. Okay. I get it. I get it. I get it. Because I was going to say, God doesn't make too hard a terms to seek him. So I don't know. No, we make it tough. So finding God is as tough as you decide to make it. Period. I don't give a fuck what excuse you give me. I grew up this. I grew up that. I don't now. I've met too many people to know how this works. Right? Whatever conception of God you think you had, get the fuck rid of it. Period. It's not going to be the same. It's going to be a different God. God does not test my faith. He's not here to play high school games. It's not. I think I'm going to screw around and test Dion's faith today. You think you're that fucking important? So it can be done easily. It was actually pretty easy for me to seek God because my fear was that he wasn't going to take me back. I wasn't mad at God. I had fear that he didn't want me no more, that I had lost my chance. And you guys, that's a legitimate fear because when you have all this knowledge and you're out there doing it anyway, hurting your friends and family, it's hell. Yeah. Jerry says that she's just now growing up. Jerry, you were so cute yesterday. I don't know. I want number two. It's not going to be harder. It's a running joke. I'm at 6 years. That means the 7th year is going to be the hardest. So you know, it's just a running joke. So, but I love the way you tackled it. That was awesome, man. No, my 2nd year isn't going to be worse. I'm going to have a better year. I thought that was a great reply to that, by the way. But when you hit 2 years, we're going to say 3rd year's the hardest. I love you. I love you, honey. I really do. Um, so, which especially for the person who has always been very materialistic. Now I understand why that would be hard because we're used to qualifying ourselves with material things. I've always been broke, so I'm not a very materialistic person. Um, there are some things that I do enjoy, which happen to be pretty expensive, like video game playing, drumming. You know, you don't just get a cheap ass drum set. It's just well, you can. Um, So, because we come in, we clamor for this, we clamor for that, we think that that a relationship is going to save us or a new boat. Oh, going to Mexico, that's the big one. Oh, I have plans to go to Mexico. And no, if you have less than a year sober, don't go to Mexico. There's no reason. I've never been to Mexico, and I cannot see a reason to go except to be able to be by the beach and see how beautiful it is. Other than that, there is no reason for Dion's butt, American butt, to be there. No, thank you. Even at 6 years, that's temptation galore. All inclusive, all sorts of pills. You can get anything you fucking want. Anything. And we know that. I'm sorry, but you cannot go to Mexico without a lurking notion. I don't think that you can. Why? Then go to like Niagara Falls or something. See something beautiful. Go to Europe, Italy, Paris. I mean, if you have the money for that, fuck. The only reason to go to Mexico is to party. Party, get drugs and hookers. That's it. Which sucks because they have a beautiful, beautiful land. And they have a beautiful land, man. And anyway, following the standards of society today, but I think faith can be acquired. It can be acquired slowly. It has to be cultivated. Okay. And I agree with this. Why? Because faith is also trust. And it takes me a little while to trust. But once I see the actions of God a couple of times, I can start to trust that process. Right. So I don't necessarily have to trust God. I trust the process of what it is that I'm going through. And then you have to cultivate it. How do you cultivate it? By praying every day, by doing service work, getting out of yourself. Right? The number one answer to everything is an acceptance. It's working with others. Okay. Now, here's the trick. In order to get to that point, you have to be willing to be accepted. Does that right? You have to accept that you're going on with a problem. Okay, there's nothing I can do about it right now. Maybe I should get out of myself. That's the process. And that's the process. So that will give you a successful consummation. That was not easy for me. And I assume that it is difficult for everyone else. And that's Dr. Bob's. Dr. Bob had a harder time. We're all different, man. We're all different. Too much tequila. Everything is legal in Mexico. I'm with you. Not a good place for me. Yeah. The only reason I want to go to Mexico is because I haven't been. So, but I think they might be giving me my passport back. So that's why I've never left the country. I'm not allowed to. I can't even threat to move to Canada. People are bitching about their shit. There was more to this. I'm sorry. Fear is often the force that prevents me from acquiring and cultivating the power of faith. Fear blocks my appreciation of beauty, tolerance, forgiveness, service, and serenity. Fear is pretty much the basis of every single problem in the whole fucking world. Fear that we're not going to get what we want or what we have is going to be taken away. Those are the two regular types of fear. So, all right, I got 10 minutes to my therapy session. So I'd like to go relax a little bit, get things set up. And we will see you guys. Well, Jerry, we'll see you at the noon meeting. Everybody else, I love you. Peace out and have a day.